All right, what's good, fam? We're gonna get started right now. Yo, guys, super excited to get this kicked off. I just got off a really fire leadership call, man. Some of you guys had the privilege to be on there. Very few, actually, but some of you guys might have been on there. And I'm just excited, guys. I think that everything we're doing here in this business is perfect. I think we're on track right now, and I'm extremely grateful. I just got home from my niece's third birthday party. We turned up, smacked the piñata, jumped on a bounce house, and I got straight back to the crib. And I'm here for this call, and I'm super grateful, guys, because I just love, I'm getting feedback. Whether I'm not even asking for feedback, but I receive feedback in different ways, and the way my family's, dude, like my family's so crazy about what's happening in crypto. Like my whole family's involved, right? And I know today we're going to run a back office training, and it's going to be extremely valuable. And whether you're a business owner or just a trader, this is information, guys, that's going to be very important to you. All right. So when I first got started here in IM Master Academy, it was about 2.5 years ago. I wanted to be a trader, right? So don't disqualify yourself. If you're a trader right now and you're on this team call, don't disqualify yourself from this information, because this is information you may need in the future, right? You might want to just trade for now, and that's dope. We're going to be doing a lot of trading based value coming up. Our next event on Thursday, it's gonna be a trade house, right? So we're gonna be doing a trade house on Thursday. You can invite guests. We're gonna go over the platform as well, but we're gonna be going over strategies and how to actually make money in this space, right? Because if it wasn't for the fact, guys, that the products make me money, I would not be out here talking to you right now, right? So if it wasn't for cryptocurrency, my family would not be. My Uncle Mike, he's retired in the steel mill industry. He's been working like his whole life. He's about to throw me like 15 bands. I'm like, I got to figure out how to, like, I don't want to make money off my fam, but like I can't be doing this for free, but like my time's important. But he wants me to invest for his whole family, right? And I know for sure from the information I've obtained that I can multiply 15 bands into over 6 figures, right? So I want you guys to be able to feel the same way about that, right? V ran an amazing training last week about the back office and the academies, right? Today, guys, we're going to talk about the back office, right? So this is strictly for IBOs, and I'll be going over, guys, how exactly the back office works. And it's basically, if you guys were on last week's call with the IM Center, this is the IM Academy, the back office training. So after this video or after this training, you'll have all of the knowledge you need about what IM Academy offers. All right, so guys, feel free to drop any questions along the way that you might have. And I actually borrowed this training from my upline and my mentor, Katie and Elaine. So you guys can see on the top, it says New Mexico training. We went out to New Mexico about a year ago, and she sent me this email so she can drop this. So I'm gonna be using her back office training. There was no point of me trying to duplicate this. It'd be honestly a waste of time because she did it so perfectly. So we're gonna run through this right now, guys. So to get things started, right, I want to go over the main thing that you guys need to understand is that we have 2 websites, every single individual, right? We have the IM Academy, im.academy, and we have the im.center. So the im.center, right, this is where the academies are, the education, im.center. This is actually where everyone spends most of the time here. If you're an IBO, you must be familiar with the im.academy, the back office, right? So Katie likes to call it our corporate headquarters. All right. So guys, go to im.academy, create a profile, right? We go on to Instagram and Facebook and have profile pics, right? When we show the plan, guys, like for example, this is Katie and Elaine. They have like their Chairman 10 picture as their profile pic. Create a profile picture. Right, create a cool, like your name. They have an LLC, so you can change your name on here, right? And basically, guys, on the left-hand side, this blue panel is where we have a control center. So I'm gonna break down this control center as we scroll down, right? So step 1, guys, we have an IBO dashboard. All right, so before I really get into this, once you guys get 2 people, right, you're 2 and free. Once you personally enroll 2 individuals, you're now 2 and free. What I like to encourage is when you're getting that third person, like say you go to an event and you're getting a third person, they're about to sign up. Before you send that person your link, go onto your IM.Academy, right? Go and purchase the IBO package. All right. You'll go to shopping cart, right? It'll be right here. It'll be under shopping cart, and you can buy the IBO. So to be a business owner, it'll be $15 a month additional, right? But it pays itself because you don't pay for this until you have your third personal getting signed up. As soon as that third person gets signed up, you want to have the IBO package prior, because you get compensated based on every single person that gets started, right? So if for example, right now, if I were to sign up one person with a basic package, I would get $25 for that enrollment. And if someone were to get started with an elite package, I would get $50 for that enrollment. Okay, now we actually been running a promotion for a couple months now, where if you enroll 2 people, no matter what package, you get $100, right? So that's actually coming to an end very shortly, within a couple days. Or it might have even been today, it might have been the last day, I'm not even sure. I know it's early April, it's normally on Mondays that they close it out. So you want to have the IBO package before the third person gets started, because you get the $25 or $50 and you're hitting P150. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So you want to really purchase that on your third enrollment, right before, if not worst case, right after, because now you're getting paid. There's no point of paying $15 if you're not even a rank, right? And if you're a IBO, you cannot be 2 and free. All right, you guys gotta be taking notes on this, right? Hopefully you guys are taking notes. There's gonna be a lot of technical information that I'm gonna be covering, and for me, it's engraved in my brain because I've been doing this for 2 years. I've been building for about 2 years, right? If you guys have not been building for 2 years, this is all brand new information. You gotta take notes, guys. You're only gonna remember 10% of what you try to memorize without writing it down. Okay, so you cannot be a 2 and free if you're an IBO. You have to be a customer and then have to have 2 or more people, then your subscription is waived. Once you sign up for IBO, you cannot have 2 and free. Okay, so the first place that I honestly haven't, it's crazy, guys, I haven't actually went to this page in a while. When I actually checked mine out today, I've made $20,000 because of this company in the IBO platform, being here for 2 years. I checked it, it said I made 20K in the last 2 years. That's amazing. Right? I thought it was a smaller number. It could be more, and I expect it to be millions one day. But guys, don't be like screenshotting this or posting this on social media. This is Katie and Lane stuff. You know, they gave me like access to this. They let me borrow this. Don't be posting numbers. That's not what we do here. You don't want to be posting dollar amounts, right? We don't want to promote money, because you're only going to bring in people that want money. And as soon as they don't make money, they're going to be upset, they're going to talk smack, and they're not going to be successful here. We don't want to promote dollar figures to bring in customers. Okay? I want to be clear about that. But here on the IBO dashboard, so right here, guys, on the left-hand side of IM.Academy, once you're an IBO, you'll have these things. Some of these get unlocked after you hit certain ranks. So after you hit Platinum 1000, you'll have more control panels than you will as a P6. All right, and I'll explain that as we go. But you can see we have right here dashboard. So under dashboard, it breaks down everything you need to know. So take notes now, guys, if you haven't been taking notes at all. Right, I'm gonna go over all PV, PRSV, GV, and all the rest, what it means. These are extremely important. If you want to build this business, guys, this is what business owners have to deal with, right? It's a blessing if you have to deal with this, right? So PV, what does that mean? Personal volume. So personal volume, the most PV you can really have, for the most part, is gonna be 195, right? So, guys, answer this if you can. I don't know if I said this already, right? Let me know in the chat if you know how much a basic package volume is, right? Do you know what a basic pack, a platinum pack, bet? All right, 150. So 150 is the volume of the most basic package, okay? Now, an elite package has a volume of 195. So 150 is a basic pack, which is Forex, crypto, HFX, or econ, right? You can purchase add-ons, which will up your GV. Each add-on is about 5 volume, okay? Elite packs are 195, okay? And I'm gonna break down like how to place people, and I'm gonna break down how elite packs can benefit hitting ranks, right? So PV is your personal volume. What package do you have? So Katie and Lane at this time, they had a 195 personal volume. That means they had an elite package. Okay. Now, PRSV. This is extremely important, guys. PRSV is a requirement to hit ranks. You have to have a certain PRSV. And when we talk about PRSV, leaders really hold high standards on PRSV. Right? When you talk to chairman, they're going to be like, yo, what's your PRSV? Right? Because that means your personal retail sales volume. All right. I used to always call it personal recruitment sales volume. I don't know if they changed it, but it's essentially your personal enrollments that are customers. That's important. They cannot be IBOs. So who have you enrolled personally with your link that are customers? As soon as they go IBO, they're not PRSV. They become PSV. This is personal sales volume. This is your total sales volume of your entire organization, IBOs and customers. Right? So you can see, for example, if you want to do the math on Katie and Elaine's PRSV, you would take their 2,465, this number, and you would divide it by 150, which is a basic package. Obviously, I'm sure they have some elites. So if you do 2,465 divided by 150, that's 16 personal customers. Okay, so they have 16 personal customers when they hit Chairman 10, and then they have PSV. This is IBOs and customers, 4605 divided by 150. They have about 30 IBOs and customers combined. Personal. They've enrolled them themselves. Okay? It shows their current rank, which is chairman, and then their statistics. So total customers, 441, right? Total customers group volume. So understand the numbers I showed you guys. They have 14 personal customers, 30 personal customers and IBOs. So they've enrolled a total of 30 individuals with their link. But those 30 have a total volume of 441. Okay? Let me know if you guys are following me. Drop a 2 if you guys are catching or understanding what I'm saying right now. So out of a total of 30 individuals, those 30 recruited 441. All right. They have a total of 94 IBOs, business owners, independent business owners, and their total IBO GV. So these 94, if you times it by 150, their volume is going to equivalent to this number, 15,000. All right. And they have about 82% customers. So this is like really what's important. Why I love what we're doing, guys, is because I really want to lean on the products and services that we have here. Right. I know today we're doing an IBO training and we have a lot of future trading trainings coming for you guys, but it's important that we also understand everything, right? So if you guys have any interest in building this business, even if it's not right now, you need to understand these things. 82% of Katie and Elaine's businesses, my number is 79% of my business right now are customers, not IBOs, right? So we don't need everyone to build this business. We just got off a call, and I strongly encourage people to just use the products. I would rather you use the products and create success trading and investing than forcefully try to build when you don't even really deep down in your heart want to build, and then you end up quitting because you can't successfully build. And you don't end up using the products that can potentially make you millions of dollars. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So you can see like their lifetime earnings, their next rank, active members, so on and so forth. So this is the dashboard, right? There's a thing called the uni-level tree. You don't have access to the uni-level tree until you hit platinum 1000. But basically, just understand the uni-level tree. I'm gonna start breezing through some of this info so I can kind of cover placements and more in-depth things, right? So the uni-level tree, guys, is your personal enrollers, the people that they personally enrolled, right? So when you guys hit P1000, you can kind of see all of the individuals they've personally enrolled. And it'll show up here, okay? Now, I'm just going to breeze through this real quick. Now, the placement tree. This is actually a place where everyone is going to be, as soon as you go IBO, the placement tree, right? Let me see if I can find right here, guys. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see placement tree. This is pretty important stuff. I mean, as soon as you enroll people, this is where you start placing people in your business where you want to place them. And I'm going to go over this on the whiteboard after this training. At the end of this training to kind of break down, guys, tips on how to place people, how to leverage others so on and so forth. Okay, so, but the placement tree is cool, guys, because once you have people that you're enrolling, how the placement tree works is you have 10 days. All right, let's say I enroll Johnny, and let's say I enroll Tom. All right, Tom and John, right? They enrolled the same day after a Thursday event. I have 10 days to put them under V, under Manny, under my boy Oli. I have 3 different legs in my business, and I'm gonna break down the legs at the end. I have 10 days to place these individuals where I choose, right? And I'm gonna stop there. I'm actually gonna break that down much more in depth. Or Alex, right? I got you, bro. You're hilarious. So I'm gonna break down the placement tree in a sec. Decline report, guys. Once you hit Platinum 1000, you'll have a decline report. This kind of tells you basically who has not paid their subscription today, right? Because guys, imagine you have 30 individuals. You can't really, as a P6, you have 12 people. You can you should be able to keep track of your people. I'm just saying straight up. I had 30 people, personal 30, right? When I hit P1000, I enrolled 30 personals, right? I had no problem keeping track of where everyone was. Once you hit P1, I didn't even know I had this decline report when I was at P1000, to be honest. I learned about this in New Mexico, right? But it tells you who canceled or whose card didn't go through. Was it manual? Was it a manual decline, or did the credit card just not have enough, right? So on and so forth. It tells you kind of how it declined, right? Now, guys, when you do get someone started, just understand a couple things. There's always a way to get someone started, right? We accept everything, which is cool, because we didn't have Wells Fargo for like the first 2 years. They finally allowed to accept Wells Fargo payments on the academy, which is amazing. We do not accept Amex. So if someone tries paying with an Amex and is declining, it's because you cannot sign up with Amex, right? I've had so many issues, and it's so much better now. I haven't had an issue in a long time. When I first got started, guys, and I want to encourage you guys, because the academy is always getting better, which is amazing, man. I remember when we first got started, dude, it was a mission. It was hard. I had to do 4 or 5 different times to try to sign someone up. I was busting missions to get someone started. They're like, yo, what's going on? They're like, oh, it must be God, right? They're like trying me. I'm like, bro, no, it's because I Am Mastery Academy. It's international markets live, right? It's an international company, quote unquote. So banks will decline the payment. So you have to be able to deal with this when this comes. Be like, yo, I don't know why it's not going through. Be like, yo, it's an international company. Sometimes you got to call your bank. If you really want to do this, you got to make it happen for yourself, right? You got to make it so, and you have to make sure it's not an Amex. And if really nothing's working, we can do Bitcoin, right? And what I encourage everyone, when I take notes, I put stars next to things that I need to take action on when the call lands. And this is something you guys need to take action on. You don't got to do it right now, because I'm not gonna give you guys 5 minutes to do this. Go on the Cash App, verify your Cash App to accept coins, cryptocurrencies, and I've signed up. I wish I had stats on all the signups I had with Bitcoin, right? So you can sign people up with Bitcoin if they're in China, right? If they have Wells Fargo, if they have Amex, right? We do Wells Fargo now. If they're having trouble, what I do is I'm like, all right, bro, look, if you really want this, man, I'll stay on the call with you. You want to make sure you have rapport, because I don't like asking people to send me money. But I'm like, yo, look, I'm gonna stay on this call with you. You can send me 175 or 235. I'll transfer it to Bitcoin right now on this call, and I'll pay for your first month for you. I've done that, guys, so many times you would not even believe it. You wouldn't even believe it. And then after that, they can set up their card for after. All right, and then it'll bill them after. Right? Honestly, guys, this is something I haven't done in a while, so it's good to have nonetheless. For me, it's mostly I have a guy in China, I have a guy in Bangladesh who I'm doing a call for, and you want to have the Cash App with Bitcoin set up just in case. It's like last case scenario. You really don't want to promote this though, because the problem is if you do the Bitcoin, it's a manual thing. So for example, let's say Manny sends me the startup fee. He's like, yo, bro, I trust you, bro. I want to get started. I know my card's not working, but I want to do this, bro. I'm excited. I'm like, bet, Manny. Send me 235. I'm gonna stay on the Zoom for you, bro. I'm gonna go on IM.academy/Chase Kakamo, right? I'm gonna click what package you want. You want DCX bet? Boom. I'm gonna make his username for him. I'm gonna put his email and everything in. When it comes to payments, there's a barcode right? Manny sends me a 235. I convert it to Bitcoin. It takes 2 seconds. You have to be verified on Cash App to accept crypto and convert, okay? You scan the barcode. It sends the Bitcoin. I stay on the call until the Bitcoin goes through. It takes about 5 minutes. I'm like, bro, look, Bitcoin's about going to go through right now. I'm going to show you. I start launching them as the Bitcoin transaction is going, right? Maybe next week we can do a launch, how to properly launch. That'd be a great call, right? So I start launching them. The Bitcoin goes through. I'm like, all right, bro, try it on your center. Your login and password should go through and you should be ready to go, right? I don't, like I said, guys, I don't fully encourage Bitcoin. It's like it's like a last case scenario basis because it is manual. So next month, it's not going to auto bill for him. He's going to have to know his subscription's coming up and you're going to have to make sure that he's ready to repurchase his academy. Okay. So, and never, I mean, guys, I just never use ACH. I used to use ACH. This is basically, it links to your bank account through the bank account number and the routing number, and it'll auto bill. I used to have Wells Fargo. Don't ever use ACH. Just don't use it at all, to be honest. It takes like 10 days to process. It'll charge you. So it'll charge your account, but you won't get access to the academy for 10 days. So you're losing 10 days out of 28, and it's just not cool. So try not to use ACH. If you guys have any issues ever getting someone started, reach out to your upline. If it cancels once, hit up me, hit up V. You know, we have contact with people that work in support and we can get it cleared and we can find out the problem. So if you guys ever have a problem where it says error, hit up us ASAP, like whatever it is, man, just send a text. For me, I can't speak for V. If you're signing someone up and having issues, you can call me. I don't normally like phone calls unless they're emergencies or unless you text me like, yo, Chase, can I call you real quick? Right? I'm not a big phone call guy, but if you're having trouble, call me up so we can handle it promptly and we'll move from there. All right. So there's another tab that's called Rank Report. This is lit. This is like one of the most important tabs. If you're a leader, you know exactly what Rank Report is. This is like the tab this one, Rank Report and Placement Tree are the two biggest tabs. Okay. Now, basically how this works is it tells you your current rank. So the rank on the left is Katie and Elaine's current rank in last year, like a year from basically around today. And then on the right is to rank advanced, which is their next rank, Chairman 25. So what is required? All right. So it's cool. So they basically, it shows you your PRSV. So the minimum PRSV to be a Chairman 10 is 435. All right. So if you take 435 and you divide it by 150, which is one customer, it's about 3 people. 3 people is 450. So you only need 3 personal customers, not IBOs, customers, to hit Chairman 10, which is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Does not get easier than that. It used to be a way higher number. They're making it easier for us. These numbers used to be bigger, like 500, 600, 700, right? They have 2,465. So they have about 14 active customers, right? Qualified volume. So for you to be a Chairman 10, you need a group volume of 72,500. All right, and this is actually pretty cool. This actually is a good time to do this. You guys, someone take out your calculator and tell me what 72,500 divided by 150 equals. Someone tell me. Let's sip my espresso. Yes, 483. Right, so now, guys, we normally think of, all right, I don't know if you guys know. By the way, all right, another question. How many people do we normally say that we need? What's it say on the rank report that we need to hit Chairman 10? How many people? Yeah, Laura's all over it. No, Chairman 10. Not personals, group volume, like a group, Carlos. But yeah, you were right with the PRSV. Yeah, group volume is 500. So normally when you get, and I'm going to show at the end, normally to hit, so guys, Chairman 10, 500, P5, 225, P2, 75 people, P1, 30 people, P6, 12. You guys are going to know this like the back of your hand. If you guys are new in this business and don't know how many people it takes to hit each rank, you're tripping. You need to know this. Write that down, look at it every day. You need 500 to hit Chairman 10, but actually you don't really though, right? We just did the math. You only need 483, right? And the reason is, guys, is because when IM was first created, a basic package was worth 145 volume, right? Now it's 150, so it's actually 5 more, and they didn't change the numbers just because to say, oh, you need 483 to hit Chairman 10, it just doesn't sound right. So they over deliver, under promise, over deliver. Right? So you really only need 483 regular packs, and then imagine if you have elite packs. You already saw Katie and Elaine, if you look at their dashboard, they hit Chairman 10, but by this time they only had 440 people. You don't need 500, you need 440 or less, because imagine if you have elite packages, which is 195, so someone do 72,500 divided by 195. My phone's gonna die, so. Sheesh, what's that number, guys? 371. If you have all elites, you only need 371 elites to hit Chairman 10. It's not even 500, guys. That's like a third less than we're shooting for, right? So, yeah, that's why I love IEM. But anyways, to hit their next rank, right, they already have the PRSV, so there's a check mark. This check mark means, yo, your PRSV, you already hit that. All you need is this. So what you do is they need 95,000. So this is the total, 181,000. But since they already have 77, they only need 95,000 to hit Chairman 25. It's a big jump, but it's also 1.5x, right? So 95,000, 445 minus or divided by 150. So they need 600 more people, more or less, right? So I hope this makes sense, guys. All you really do is you take the volume and you divide it by 150. Okay. Obviously, elite packs, they make this number smaller. All right. I want to clarify something too before I miss it, guys. To hit a rank, write this down. You need to hit the rank Monday by midnight to get paid on that rank. So like the closeout day is Monday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So for example, let's say I'm one away from, let's say on Tuesday, no, let's just say on Sunday, I hit, P5000, right? If I'm not P5000, if I lose people on Monday by midnight and if I D-rank to P2, I'm getting paid at P2. But if I hit P5 and I hold it by midnight, Monday at midnight, right? Then I get that P5 check on Friday. Okay? I'll probably go over that a little bit more in depth at the end. So let me move down. All right, so I'm gonna go over this, guys, and I'm gonna break down like the structure of building 3 legs, strategies, and then we can really cover questions and answer any Q&As that you guys want to go over. Okay. Now, once you become an IBO, you'll have this in your rank report. Okay, and this is like extremely important. You guys can actually definitely screenshot this, write this down, whatever you guys need to do. It talks here about ranks. Okay, so it says Platinum 150. We'll do a couple ranks here, right? To hit Platinum 150, excuse me, it's weird because it says PRSV 0. You definitely need 3 personals to hit this rank. So you need to sign up 3 people. Straight up. You need to have 3 personal customers. Right? And never give away personal. So if I bring someone to an event, I don't care if that person is best friends with Carlos, right? I don't care if you guys are best friends. If I invited them to the event, he's signing up with me. I will place him with Carlos, right? You do want to make sure that the right people are in the right teams, right? If I'm building an Australia leg, if I have a team in Australia, if I'm building that leg, and this actually happened, someone reached out to me from Australia and wanted to get started. I showed them the plan, and I'm like, bet, even though my Australia leg is big, I'm still going to instead of me getting the benefit and putting him where I actually need him in my business, my weaker areas, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to place him with Australia because they live together. They're in the same area, right? If I recruit someone from Dubai, I'm going to put him in Mario. Why would you don't want to be selfish. You got to take care of people and make sure that they're partnered together. What if they can hang out? What if they can be best friends? You want to put people, if I have someone that's really young, or maybe someone that's in real estate, right? Where am I gonna put the guy that's in real estate? All right, Alex. I know you want some people, dog. So you want to place people that have similar, that are similar to each other, right? That can benefit off each other, right? If I have a mom, I want to put her with the moms, right? So you want to do that, but when you go platinum 150, you have to have 3 personals. Your total GV is 435. You're gonna get paid every Friday $37.50. If there's 5 Fridays, you get paid less. Sometimes there's 5 Fridays in a month that you'll get 30 instead of 37. It's the same amount, right? Boom. Platinum 6, right? This is actually where it gets more interesting, right? You need to have 2 personal customers, 290. So it's 150 times 2 is 300. So 2 customers qualifies you, right? Total group volume, 1740. If you take 1740 and divide it by 150, you get the number. That's how you when you guys look at volume, just divide the volume by 150 every time. 1740 divided by 150 is 11.6. So technically, you can technically do it, guys, with 11 people if you have some elite packs. All right. So Platinum 600, you need 2 personal customers. You need a group volume of about 12 people, and you'll get 150 a week. 120 if there's 5. And understand, guys, this is where we kind of break down the volume requirement per leg. Okay, I'm actually gonna open up like the whiteboard and kind of draw for you guys as well, so you can have a more clear idea of how I can describe this. But basically, you guys can see the most volume you can have on one leg for a P6 is about 700, 696. Okay, you can have 2 legs of a volume of 696 and one of 348. Okay, so like I said, guys, divide it by 150 and you know the number. So 696 divided by 696 divided by 150 is 4.6. All right, so how it works essentially, guys, without looking at all these numbers, it says down here, the maximum leg volume you can have for one leg is 40% of the total number, right? So for example, there's 12 people to hit P6. If you do 12 times 0.4, which is 40%, right? The max you can have, it says 4.8 on my calculator. They're gracious and they let you do 5. So to hit P600, there's only 2 ways, right? 4-4-4, which is evenly balanced, or 5-4-3. Those are the only 2 ways to hit P600. I mean, you can hit it doing 10-5-4, but you can do it other ways for sure. But the most you can have and qualify for one leg is 5 people, and the minimum is 20%. So the max is 40, the minimum is 20. So no matter what rank you hit, so we can pick a random leg. Chairman 10, 500 people. If you take 500 times it by 40%, that's the max amount of people you're allowed to have on that leg. And if you times it by 20%, that's the minimum. So 500 times 0.4, the max is 200 and the minimum is gonna be 100. Actually, I already know that. Okay, so to understand ranks, guys, you're gonna have 3 different legs in your business. And let me go to the whiteboard now and kind of draw this out. Feel free, guys, to drop some questions as we wrap up here. Let me see if I can draw this nice for you guys. All right, so I'm gonna draw some. All right, so bear with me, guys. All right, so let's do you are up here. Now, let's say I'm gonna use some of you guys. I'm gonna use Mario, I'm gonna use Manny, I'm gonna use Alex. I used you guys as examples already, so I'm gonna stick with you guys. Right, so say you have 3, this is you, so whoever you are, right? And then say you have 3 legs already. So obviously, guys, we already know the ranks. I do this with a lot of my new people. So obviously P150 is 3 people, P6 P6 is obviously 12, and it's going to be, let's just say 4-4-4. You do want it as even as a team as you can. I mean, it's actually not true. I like having an uneven business. Like having a power leg is like super cool. So imagine there's like multiple ways to do this, guys. 30 people, and you're gonna do 12, 12, 6. Boom. All right, so I'm just gonna do these first 3. So, for example, let's say you have 4 people come. Let's say 3 people come to the event on Thursday, right? All 3 are getting started, right? Let's say you have Manny, and then Manny has, let's say Manny has like 4 people here. Let's say Mario has 1. Sorry, bro. And then say Alex has 2. All right, this is super ugly, but bear with me, guys. I'm gonna fix that. That's horrible. All right, 2. Not much better. But now you have 3 people getting started. You have 10 days to place these 3 people, and you have 2 chances to do this. All right. So let's say you have John, Mary, and Caleb. Right? John, Mary, and Caleb. You ideally, since you have 4, well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. You have 10 people. So I normally, guys, what you would do is you would place these 3 on your weakest leg, or at least balance this out. So you maybe put 2 here and 1 here, right? You do want to balance your legs as much as possible, but you also, like I said, want to be strategic. What I personally recommend, guys, is reach up to your upline. When you're placing people, like before you even move anyone, especially in the beginning, once you got it down packed, you know exactly what to do. You know what team is moving. You know their strengths and weaknesses. Like you want to make your business the most smooth running as possible. And you want like people with like people, right? So you don't want people that are gonna be clashing together necessarily. I mean, we all are one team. We all work together. Manny, Mario, and Alex are gonna work together regardless, but you still want the right people to push each other, right? Now, you have 10 days to place these 3 individuals somewhere. And let's say you make a mistake and you put some here, and you actually want to move them over to Alex. Instead of Mario, you move them to Alex. You have 1 other chance to do that. So if you move them to Mario, if you move them again, that's it. You can never move them again. But it's extremely important, guys, to understand that if you have people being recruited and you have in your placement tree, people to move, we call it the holding tank. The holding tank is where people sit before being placed. Okay, I signed 3 people up. They're all sitting in my holding tank waiting for me to put them somewhere. All right, it's a very good place. You can leverage this holding tank, and it could be extremely beneficial, right? You can run incentives. Yo, guys, I got 3 people. I got 3 people in my holding tank right now, guys. Whoever recruits the most people in the next week gets all 3 of them. You can run that. You can run things like that to create momentum in your organization, right? It's up to you. You have the power. That's why being able to personally recruit is powerful, and you have leverage, right? I was gonna say one more thing before I ask questions, guys. Yeah, and last thing I wanted to say about this, and feel free to ask questions. I don't want to go, too in depth. Like I said, guys, if you bring people in, reach out to your upline. And this is my favorite training to run more personally, because we can talk about who it is that you have on your team. Right now, it's very generic and basic, so I don't want to get too in depth because it's more than it is. It's more detailed and more deeper than it seems. Right? This is my favorite part of the business: placing people, creating momentum within your organization. But you always want to do this. You always want to build straight down, right? Because let's say Mario recruits a stud. All right, how do I delete this? All right, they don't want me to delete it. All right, well, can I get this out of here? All right, let's say, let's say Mario recruits stud. All right, this stud is killing it. He's creating momentum, and you want to also help him out. You're like, look, this guy, he has a lot of potential. He's doing big things. I want to give him, I want to bless him with somebody, right? What you can do is this. Let's say, all right, let's say this stud recruits, let's say he recruits, man, I'm running out of space here. One, let's say he creates his own 3 legs. Okay. Now, when I say building straight down, like, that doesn't mean building on this middle leg. Let's say this middle leg is like, no offense to customers or no like disrespect, but let's say this middle leg doesn't want to build. And that's cool. He'll eventually, you know, he'll get his, like, he'll be able to, you know, reap benefits over time because this stud is going to have to build under him. But let's just say, Carlos over here is ready to build. If I have an extra person to give to Mario's team, I'm not going to just put it down the middle right here under a rando. I want to bless and build down on somebody who has potential, if that makes sense. So if Carlos is someone who maybe he hasn't brought no one in yet, but maybe has the intentions, maybe he has a good mindset, maybe he, you know, he's hungry, I'll build under Carlos because Carlos, it'll create more excitement with him, right? And then the last thing I really want to cover, guys, and then I'll answer any questions you guys have. When I bring in people, all right, let's just say, like, for example, the best way for me to explain this is like, I'll explain to you guys my business real quick. So we don't ever say weak leg in front of like my mentors, like Katie or Lane, because they don't like that. Because your weak leg is basically your production leg. Like, what are you personally recruiting, right? I don't know what she told us to call it, like our growth leg, or we call it something else now. But for me, for example, guys, I do have a leg that's smaller than the rest, right? And it's honestly, it's a good thing because at least I have some power legs, right? And you guys are on the power legs, right? And I can't wait till I get to a point where you guys are on my weak legs, so I could, the opportunity leg. I can't wait till you guys are on my weak legs so I can start blessing you guys more, right? But for example, I have a leg which happens to be my middle leg, and it's crazy. I was telling Manny this on a call the other day. It's crazy because so my right leg, this is like the way it looks in my back office. The right leg used to be my weakest leg forever, and then it blew up. V's over here, by the way. It blew up, right? And then I had my left leg was then my weakest leg because I had my middle leg was strong, and then this leg blew up. And then it's crazy. Every leg that you think is small or you struggle with, it'll always, if you're in this game long enough, it'll always become your weak leg eventually. Right? I hope it's not your leg that becomes weak, but it always becomes smaller. Not that it's smaller, just the other ones grow. Right? It's an amazing thing, and it's great because you always, if you're around long enough, you'll always be able to feel the benefits of your mentors. And it's great. Katie and Elaine have helped me. They haven't helped me in a while because we've been killing it. And that's also a good thing, right? But when their other legs are blowing up, that's why you always, man, that's why this business is amazing, to be straight up. Like, this is like, because if you actually want to, you should always celebrate other people. You should always celebrate your cross line. You should always celebrate your upline, and obviously it's almost obvious. You obviously want to celebrate your downline because that directly benefits you, right? But that's not how you should think. You should desperately want everyone to succeed in this business because eventually your time will come, right? Yeah, but they did for sure. I'm not gonna say nothing about that, definitely. But I had a whole Australia team, like that was a whole blessing. But to be straight up, guys, like, look, man, I'm actually. I think I'm gonna cut the recording on this one. There's no need for me to record this part. And we'll handle questions and everything at the end, but let me just cut this. I want to tell you guys kind of how I got blessed. Wait, how do I stop this? You guys know how to stop the recording, or? Hold up. One sec, I'm gonna come back to this thing in a sec. Oh, here we go.